Cindy was inside her bedroom, already prepared to leave the house that morning when Mama Ugochukwu walked up to her. Mama Ugochukwu, whose heart was boiling in anger, restrained herself from speaking harshly to Cindy. As she tried her best to maintain her calm, she said to Cindy, "Mama Chidera, are you leaving without checking up on Chidera, who you know was rushed to the hospital yesterday, and you have not seen her? Cindy, where is your heart as a mother? I don't understand you at all," Mama Ugochukwu said with pain in her voice. She was just tired of the whole situation, not knowing the right way to make Cindy understand the impact of what she was doing to her child. But to her utter disbelief, Cindy responded, "Mama, I don't know what you want from me. Oh. Chidera is fine now. Or should I go and wake her up from sleep when I can see she's already doing fine? Mama, please, this is morning. Don't just spoil my day for me. See you later, Mama," Cindy responded, unbothered. She left the house. Mama Ugochukwu was stunned. She could not believe what just happened, and she could not imagine Cindy's response. So as months passed, Cindy made sure she put her efforts in building her pharmacy shop, not having time for Ugochukwu, their child. She was carried away with having fun with her friends, partying throughout the weekend. She also started taking alcohol. This saddened Ugochukwu's heart. He could not believe that Cindy could go this far, spite of his pleas and advice. Cindy threw caution into the wind, not minding how Ugochukwu felt, the well-being of their child. Ugochukwu one evening was returning from his shop when he decided to walk home just to distract himself with the numerous activities going on around him. When he ran into his friend named Nonso, they were glad to meet each other. Ugochukwu joined Nonso in his car, and as they drove, Nonso noticed Ugochukwu's sad countenance and unusual quietness, which was unlike him. He knew all was not well. Nonso convinced Ugochukwu to join him for dinner at a restaurant nearby. "Ugo, you will enjoy their food though. I think all you need now is good food, then a cold wine that can cool your head first before we talk," Nonso said convincingly, as Ugochukwu only nodded. "Ugo, I thought you have a car, or is it at the mechanic workshop?" Nonso asked. "Well, Nonso, I have been passing through a lot lately and have become emotionally unstable to drive. I don't want to endanger my life or someone else's life, so I prefer to order Uber, which I think is safe for me now." So a few moments later, they were at the restaurant. They had lots of food and wine for the first time. Ugochukwu ate to his satisfaction, had a taste of alcohol, which he had not had for the longest time. Ugochukwu took the alcoholic wine without much restraint. Nonso encouraged him that he needed it to chill off. So before Nonso went to drop Ugochukwu at his house, Ugochukwu poured out his heart to Nonso, who was lost for words. He could not imagine Ugochukwu, his friend, who could barely hurt a fly, in such a dilemma. Nonso said to Ugochukwu, "Go, I would advise you go see your pastor and let him know what's happening in your home. See, you cannot continue to keep this to yourself. You need counseling from your pastor and prayers too. You need urgent help before you get depressed, my friend," Nonso responded. However, when Ugochukwu returned home, he met his mother waiting for him in the sitting room. This broke his heart, as he knew his mother was worried sick and not to be in bed. "Ah, Mama, still here? You're not in bed yet?" Ugochukwu asked urgently. "My son, how can I sleep when I know you're out there this late?" "Ugochukwu, this is unlike you at the time. It's almost 12 a.m. and you also smell alcohol. I know you are old enough and know what is right for you. But my son, don't lose your guard because of what is happening in your marriage. Even though I know I have no right to tell you when to return to your house, but you know your wife returns home late, and you now return home late, it will now become of Chidera." Mama Ugochukwu responded, "Mama, I'm very sorry. You know Nonso, my friend, my secondary school classmate. I ran into him while I was walking down home this evening. So we decided to have dinner so as to catch up with time. I'm so sorry for keeping you up this late. It will not happen again," Ugochukwu said assuringly. "It's fine, Ugochukwu. Let me go to bed now," Mama Ugochukwu responded as she walked sluggishly to her room. "So Mama, how is Chidera?" Chukwu asked as he walked into his bedroom. "She's awesome," Mama Ugochukwu replied. The next morning, Ugochukwu was still in the bed, fast asleep, when Cindy suddenly woke him up, sprinkling water on him. "Ugochukwu, quickly woke up, looking astonished and angry. Ga, where did you went to last night? Ugochukwu. And why did you mess up the toilet with your vomit? See how the whole room is smelling alcohol. Cindy busted in anger. Cindy, is it me you poured water on? Ugochukwu asked sadly. I see you have lost decorum. Cindy, you lack respect. You poured me water whilst I was asleep. No problems. As he quickly got down from the bed, collected one of his clothes, and walked into the bathroom. Just make sure you watch that place very well, Lou. Because I'm not going to clean your mess for you. Cindy thundered in anger as she continued to mutter some words in low tune. When Ugochukwu was done showering, he prepared and left the house to his workshop without uttering a word to Cindy. Since Cindy's misbehavior, Ugochukwu had made up his mind to maintain a calm and peaceful demeanor regardless of the ugly situation in his home. So that afternoon, Ugochukwu went to see the pastor in his house. He narrated everything that has been happening between him and Cindy for the past 2 years. Sir, I'm dying, Ugochukwu said with pain in his voice, as tears dropped from the two sides of his eyes. Sir, I cannot believe I used my own money to buy trouble for myself. I never envisaged this in my marriage. I'm just tired of everything. So I'm only living by the grace of God. I cannot remember the last time Cindy entered the kitchen. She does no chore. She hardly touch our daughter. My mother have become our nanny, in spite of her ill health, which my wife is really aware of. So to lighten the burden in our home, I suggested to Cindy that we get a help, but she defiantly refused, insisting that she doesn't want a stranger in our home. Sir, it has really been tough. I even thought of closing up the pharmacy. That could make her return to her right senses. But she threatened me. Cindy got herself involved with the wrong company. She now takes alcohol. That you could remember that when we had our baby, she bluntly refused to breastfeed her, even for a day. Not because of any health issue that she complained. She does not want to have a saggy breast as a result of breastfeeding, which you all advised her, reminding her of the benefits of breastfeeding a child, which she vehemently refused. It's okay, brother Ugochukwu. I can see your situation. This is so sad. What is really wrong with Cindy? Ugochukwu should have told me about this ugly incident so we could nip it in the bud before it got this bad. Although I don't blame you much. This is marriage and nobody wants to watch their lining in the public. You have really endured a lot. You see, this is why we are here as your pastor. We are your spiritual parents. Ugochukwu, your story is really touching, and this may also be what many couples are suffering in their marriages, even though they got married in the church. It's because they got married to the wrong partner. You see, I don't want you to blame yourself for marrying in the church. We are trying to be careful, but only God knows the heart of man. You see, I always remind people that the church is like a hospital where sick people come and take treatments. It is only those who strictly follow the doctor's advice, take their medicines as prescribed by the doctor, would get better. But for those that neglect the doctor's advice and decide to go their own way, they will continue to be sick. So this is what we find in churches today. Only those who would allow God's word to work in them that would be transformed. While the rest are just there to warm the chairs. So for your wife, she has not allowed God's word to work in her. So you just have to live with her wisely and pray for her. Swear, Brother Ugochukwu. I would like to see Cindy. I would like both of you to come and see me. Both need counseling. I would also invite our marriage counselors so both of you can have some sections with them. Sir, Cindy will not come. Cindy does not listen to me or my mother. She takes no advice from no one. She just does whatever suits her. I have almost lost control of my home, sir, since she got pregnant with our child. It's just the truth. Okay, it's fine, Ugochukwu. Let's pray. I assure you that God is going to restore your marriage. He alone knows what to do. I would admonish and advise that you continue to love your wife and pray for her. Love will always win. Thank you so much, sir. Ugochukwu thanked his pastor, and before he left the pastor's office, he felt this deep relief and inner strength that just sprang up within him. So that evening when Ugochukwu returned home, he quickly prepared dinner for everyone as usual, also assisted Mama Ugochukwu with bathing Chidera and feeding her, just like he did whenever he returned home early before Chidera goes to bed. Ugochukwu had just finished his dinner, so he sat in the living room waiting for Cindy to return. as it was already getting very late. This was unusual of her. Though Cindy stayed up late, not this late, Ugochukwu was already getting anxious. He tried calling Cindy on her phone, but she was not taking her calls. He tried her phone several times. Still, it was ringing, but Cindy was not taking her calls. This made Ugochukwu more apprehensive. Only prayed and hoped all was well with Cindy. His heart raced as he paced about the living room, still trying to reach Cindy on the phone. He knew something was wrong. He sat on the sofa, despaired, not knowing what to do next. As he was still contemplating whether to go report to the police, his phone rang. He quickly grabbed the phone, and it was a call from the emergency unit of our hospital. Cindy has been involved in a car accident. Ugochukwu's heart sank. He decided not to tell his mother, so he quietly left the house in a hurry. Got to the hospital, met Cindy with bandages on her face and legs. Cindy lay unconscious on the hospital bed. Ugochukwu was in tears, feared for Cindy's life. As he quickly went to see the doctor in his office, "Sir, you have to thank God for the quick intervention of a good Samaritan who brought your wife here. Your wife and two other ladies were involved in a ghastly motor accident. We had to run some blood tests on her, and we found out that she has been on drugs. This could be what led to the accident, as they may have had overdose of the drug before driving. As we speak, the other two ladies are in the morgue. They lost their lives immediately at the scene of the accident. So we thank God for the life of your wife. She's just a living miracle." "Doctor, you mean my wife is on drugs? Am I dreaming? Doctor, please wake me up." Cindy on drugs. Ugochukwu, who could not hold himself, bursted into hot tears. "God, what did I do? What crime did I commit? Cindy on drugs. Now see the outcome." Ugochukwu wept and continued to weep. He said to the doctor, "Sir, I'm not aware my wife is on drugs, but that's just it. Hard to detect somebody is on drugs, except you know the signs, which include anxiety, excessive aggression, hostile, and personality changes." The doctor comforted Gochukwu. "You have to be strong, sir. The life of your wife is at stake. Just have to pray for her recovery." However, 2 days later, Cindy regained her consciousness. She woke up to see Ugochukwu holding her hands, looking sad and worried. She also turned to see Mama Ugochukwu also there carrying Chidera. Cindy's heart was broken. Her heart was filled with pain and guilt. All the ill treatments and hostility towards Ugochukwu and her mother-in-law all flashed through her mind. She quickly said to Ugochukwu, "Go, why are you here? After all that I did to you, please, I don't deserve any sympathy or love from both of you. Just leave me to die here, just like my two friends. I watched them die, and I don't even know why I'm still living. They are not better than me," Cindy said, sobbing. Ugochukwu, still holding Cindy's hands, said to her in a firm and calm tone, "Cindy, nobody's leaving you. We are here together. Remember, you are my wife, my bone and my flesh. I cannot repay you with evil of what you did to me, mother, and our child. I want you to know that I love you and want you to recover and come back home. I also want to remind you that God kept you alive for a reason." Cindy continued to weep. She could not believe Ugochukwu was saying this, all she did to him. Ugochukwu supported Cindy throughout that time. She was at the hospital until she was discharged. Cindy spent months in the hospital. She had a broken arm. She was treated. Before she was discharged from the hospital, Ugochukwu continued to love and support Cindy through that period of her life. Cindy was skeptical, scared that Ugochukwu was going to leave her once she recovers. She thought he was only there for her because he felt pity for her. She has already given up on her relationship and reconciliation with Ugochukwu. However, a month after Cindy returned from the hospital, she was now able to use her hands. One Thursday afternoon, Ugochukwu returned home with a surprise for Cindy. He bought her new dresses, handbags, and perfumes. He said to Cindy, "Babe, I want you to go and have a shower. Put on any of those dresses. We are going out. I know you have forgotten that today is our wedding anniversary. Also, tomorrow, Chidera will be one. So we have a lot to thank God for. We have to celebrate God's goodness and faithfulness in our lives," Chukwu said, beaming with a smile. "How did I even forget? Look at me now. Totally forgot. The past weeks have not been easy for me." Cindy held Ugochukwu by the hand and was about to kneel down. "No, now, Cindy. Don't do that now. You know I don't like it. Please sit down," Ugochukwu responded. "Go. I want to thank you for being a husband, a father, and an elder brother. and everything I could think of. I don't know how to thank you, but I'm eternally grateful and indebted to you. Thank you so much for supporting me at this my lowest point in life. Go, you gave me hope to live and have faith in God. You made me believe that true love still exists. Thank you for loving me in spite of my flaws. Thank you for forgiving me all the ill treatments. To you, Chidera and Mama, thank you for not turning your back on me and staying with me when I thought you would walk away. God bless you and keep you for me. Love you, even though I don't want your love. I thank you for still loving me. Cindy said as she continued to weep. Ochukwu was also sobbing. His heart melted. He was happy that he was able to win back Cindy's love. After all, what is life without forgiveness and love? Thought to himself, life is too short. Life is too short to hold on to much bitterness. So later that evening, Ugochukwu took Cindy and his mother and Chidera to an event place. Cindy was surprised as they walked into the premises of the event center. She quickly said to Ugochukwu, Go, I thought you said we are going for a dinner to celebrate our wedding anniversary. Cindy asked curiously, Babe, that's where we are headed to. Gochi replied, smiling. She led the way into the hall, and to Cindy's bewilderment, Gochukwu had organized a surprise dinner and party for them, their pastor, wife, and some of the couples in their church, both young and old couples, and some of their family friends. They were all there to celebrate with them. Cindy could not control her emotions as she held and hugged Ugochukwu tightly, whispering into his ears, Thank you for loving me, Ugo. I love you so much. There was plenty of food to eat and drink, a lot of beautiful music. Everybody was so happy. So after some time, Cindy stood to thank everybody for coming around to rejoice with her and her family. She also thanked her husband for showering her such love. Please, I want everyone here to give my husband, my rock, my pride, and my succor a hand of applause. Thank you all for obliging me. Well, this day cannot be complete without me telling my story. I came from a dysfunctional home. My mother left me when I was 10, so I grew up catering for myself. As a child, grew up to see my father and mother have constant arguments and regular fights. I would always cry whenever my parents fought. My mother was an alcoholic, and she also cheated on my father with young men. It was not long that left my father with another man. But before my mother left, she introduced me to drinking alcohol. As a child, I remember she would ask me to go and bring my cup whenever she was taking her alcohol. When she left, since I had no one to give me alcohol, I would sneak into my father's bedroom and steal from his wallet to go and buy myself a bottle of alcoholic drink. And whenever he complained he lost some money, I would deny entering his bedroom, try to stop taking alcohol, but it was so hard for me. I was already addicted. So when I was admitted into the school of nursing, now knowing the consequence of taking alcohol, made a strong decision to stop, which indeed I was able to do for some years. I got married to my husband, Ugochukwu. He was too cool for my liking. He was so gentle and caring. I have always thought, whilst growing up, that every marriage must be with arguments and constant fights, just as it was with my parents. So I did everything to make Ugochukwu raise his hand on me. But he never did. He was a perfect gentleman, not just a churchgoer like me, but a Christian indeed. This made me think he was not man enough. I was not ready for marriage. I was not ready for motherhood. Just got tired of everything. Soon I got myself involved with some bad friends who had failed marriages. He advised me to do everything, my husband to divorce me. But my husband was not doing what I expected from him. So I got frustrated. Just wanted to have fun. Went back to alcohol. My friends introduced me to drugs. I just wanted to feel much better. I just wanted to have more in life. I did not want to breastfeed my baby because I was already taking drugs. Fortunately, I lost my friends in a ghastly accident that God used to reconcile me back to himself. And now, my marriage is recovered. God in his infinite mercy kept me alive. At first, I thought husband was pretending. He was going to leave me once I recovered. So here we are today. I thank God for giving me such a wonderful mother-in-law. Mama Ugochukwu was the kindest and most caring mother-in-law. She never gave up on me. She treated me like her own child. She took care of our child. And I'm really proud of her. I pray to have a good heart like my mother-in-law. I thank God for the privilege to be a mother. I regret all my wrongs to my husband. My mother-in-law and my innocent child who was badly affected by my careless lifestyle. I also thank my pastor and his wife for their unwavering prayers, for standing in the gap for my family. I stand here to say that I am now a new creation. I am now free from every addiction. I have also gone for every necessary marriage counseling and therapy that I need for my recovery and healing. Thank you all, Cindy said as she wiped her tears. She has been sobbing all this time she was speaking. Mama Ugochukwu came and hugged her. They went back to her seat. Ugochukwu and Cindy later had more children. This time, Cindy was dedicated to her wifely and motherly duties. She loved her husband and children. She became an inspiration to young women. Cindy had a better relationship with her mother-in-law, Mama Ugochukwu. Was eternally grateful. She had her once loving and caring daughter-in-law back. Ugochukwu encouraged couples to love each other, not giving up on their spouse or marriage, but also with patience and love, they would surmount any challenge in their marriage. Thank you so much for watching this story till this time. I cannot appreciate you all enough for your immense support. I would appreciate that we all share our thoughts and the moral lessons that we have learned from this story. I would also like us to remember that marriage would always thrive when the two people involved are willing and ready to play their roles. Love and forgiveness is the healing balm of every marriage. Please subscribe to this channel and give this story a thumbs up. Share with your loved ones and friends so this story can get to a large audience. Thank you so much for your time. Until we meet again next time, stay blessed and bye.